Morning practices are just, for some reason, grandfathered in as to a very important aspect of swim training. I think it was some time back in the 70s or late 60s maybe. Maybe that had to relate to the Cold War, but the Russians started doing like crazy amounts of yardage and practices, and they'd started doing doubles, so the Americans had to start doing doubles, and it's always kind of been a part of it. The only difference with my training program compared to maybe some other colleges is we do a lot more weight training, per se.
We divide into distance, sprinting, and mid-distance. And I'm a sprinter, so usually what we do is we'll go to the gym and we'll lift and do some cardio for about an hour, hour and a half, and then we'll come up here and swim.
The crew practices are in the mornings, and when we're out on the water, we leave campus at 10 after 5 in the morning. We actually conduct our practices at Watuppa Pond in Fall River. We conduct our practices typically being on the water from about 5:30 to roughly 7 o'clock. We get off the pond and we return back to campus in time for 8 o'clock classes.
Currently we do morning lifts every Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, and like I said before, if you have an 8 o'clock class, you go in at 6:30 and lift. 9 o'clock class, you go in at 7:30, and we also have an 8:30 lift. And it's just to get the team together lifting, try and get some camaraderie built up.
Waking up is probably the least favorite part. It's that and the fact that it's not just waking up early, but you have to go to bed early to get some sort of sufficient amount of sleep.
You know, I've had kids in years past where, you know, they've said to me, you know, I'm not a morning person, so I'm not sure I want to play. And, you know, my response is always, you know, that's fine. I mean, I'm glad you told me. You know, we'd certainly rather find that out now as opposed to later. But I think down the road, and I don't mention this to them, but I think 10 years down the road, if you look back and say, man, I didn't play varsity lacrosse because I just didn't want to get up.
The early morning practices, as hard as it is to wake up, like it's actually really hard to wake up and you hate it, but then afterwards you feel just really good and ready like for the day and energized.
I kind of like lifting in the morning. I've gotten into that routine, and so I kind of like it, and I like lifting as a group, so I wouldn't change it right now.
No, it's actually really good because we're able to get a significant part of our commitments out of the way before 7 o'clock, and that really frees up the rest of the day to commit the rest of the time to academics, or to go to the gym again, or to take a nap. You know, those are all really important things when you're on a crew team.
We almost take pride in it. There's a quote that a lot of people rowers use. It's that rowers do more before 8 a.m. than most people do all day. And it's funny to hear people complain that they have to wake up so early for 8 a.m. classes, and they go to bed at 12 and have to wake up at like 7 for their 8 a.m.s, but we're going to bed at 12 and waking up at 4:30 to practice, and then continue on through our day to go to classes and do work.
To fit in morning workouts as a college student athlete, it takes sacrifice, it takes a lot of discipline. I think there's some that handle it really well and prioritize their time properly. I think there's some that can't balance it and have to get rid of something, and sometimes swimming in a program such as this, they have to drop it. But I also think that those that get through, you know, make great employees and you know, really develop a strong work ethic and properly managing their time, and I mean, that's why you see a lot of employers looking for student athletes, and I think especially at the D3 level, because they're not here getting paid for it. They're doing it because they love it, and it shows even more, I think, stronger side of discipline and sacrifice.